What do we look at 6 months from now?
I think this will be a check and balance election, which seems quite simple, but I think what Americans will be looking for is whether they have a Congress that can collaborate with the president where it helps them and lifts them. I think infrastructure, immigration are two areas where you can find cohesion, but whether they're willing to stand up and be a check on the president when he tries to follow through on the wall or the Muslim ban or some of the other policies. I think it's going to be a check and balance election. I don't mind that he hasn't followed through on the wall. Quite frankly, I don't mind that he hasn't followed through on some of these other hurtful policies. So I don't think we should hit him over the head for that, because that would hurt people if you actually forced him into following
His
through.
best numbers came as a result of meeting with Leader Pelosi and Leader Schumer. And everybody, I mean, the American people, his numbers finally came out of the weeds a little bit, and you saw the American people say, wow, he can work with the Democrats, he can work with other people. I think the president needs to spend at least a third of his speech tomorrow night not talking to his base, but talking to that mom and dad out there in America who's concerned still about their job security, who want to know if this tax package will trickle down to them, and if so, will it help improve their job status, their wages, etc. If the president can reach that milestone, maybe even perhaps we'll see an improvement in his numbers.
Can I just ask Ari real quick, how important was follow through for President Bush, and do you see it, has it changed? Is there not that level of accountability right now?
It's always important. It was important for President Obama too, but support from the American people for a president is always driven by two factors. One, I like and I believe in the president. There is a personal element. It's a trust, a connection element. Even if they have no accomplishments, they're fighting for you. You believe in them. That's important. And Trump has that with his base. The second area that could broaden his base is actual accomplishment. Tax reform I present to you is one, and I think as the year goes along, it's going to continue to really resonate positively as economic growth picks up and wages are likely to rise. And Trump is in a position to get substantial credit for it. Secondly, though, comes with that is if he can get infrastructure and immigration done, that's a powerful three. Tax reform, infrastructure, and immigration, way more than either of his predecessors got done. So that is a potential for a lot of trust and base expansion through accomplishment. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the year goes.
And I would just say that the thing that looms large, to kind of use Donna's metaphor of the cloud, is that the government, we still have to keep the government open in a week.
Right.
We have to raise the debt ceiling.
Right.
There are 2 supplementals for emergency spending for disasters. And then you're going to get to DACA, and then you're going to get to infrastructure. There's going to be a great deal of fatigue in the Congress, in this town, about spending money, about cooperating. There's going to be a lot of fighting going back and forth to get those things that they need to do done. I mean, when I worked back here, I used to work on the Hill many years ago, and we passed 13 spending bills every year. Right. Subcommittee markup, full committee markup.
And there was no filibusters.
Right, there was a schoolhouse rock, right? Up the bill on Capitol Hill, right? It was like,
I remember those days.
The government used to work, right?
Right.
And I believe that this government can work again like that. And people we go from crisis to crisis here, and it's become normal. That's just not into this.
But what gives you faith that it can return?
Well,
to that?
I'm not certain. I would hope it can, but that's the part of the Congress's responsibility to go through normal order, take bills up, have hearings. And Marcus, it's not very sexy. It's pretty run-of-the-mill, boring.
But can the president have a strong voice in the process of encouraging it?
That's a lot of the Congress, and that's why the president was sent here, right? Because to break some shine and to shake things up, and quite frankly, the Congress needs to get moving.
And when